Okay, now it's live. So right now we're waiting for Jake, who, as you can probably hear, is taking a leak.
He's pissing in the background.
We haven't even had anything to drink yet, and he's already taken a leak.
Welcome to the show, everybody.
Thanks for joining us, guys. It's BeerdedHops podcast. There's the flush of the toilet, so I'm assuming he'll be back any second now.
Oh, I see a reflection in that curio cabinet.
He has no idea that we're live right now.
All right. That was one.
Well, hi, Jake. Thanks for peeing live on the internet. We could hear that.
Fantastic way to start the show.
That was a great way to start the show. Thanks, Jake.
Thank you. It's good to be back.
Well, hi, everybody. Thanks for tuning in to the BeerdedHops podcast. I'm, of course, Adam, and over there in Upper Wisconsin is Chad. Hi, Chad.
What's going on, Adam? How are you tonight?
Good. And across the street, of course, is already the peeing wizard,
Jake.
What up, everybody? Good to be back. Good to be back. Back for a good one.
Back for a good one. That's right. Yeah. So tonight we are doing a great beer. I'm not even gonna lie. We've had this one before. We've not reviewed it before, but this is Revolution Brewing, one of Jake's favorites breweries, Death Star. It's what we're going to be drinking tonight. So
yummy.
Yeah. This is a good one. And we found out about this one kind of. Was it an article that I read? I think, right?
It was the Chicago Beer Comparison article. Yeah,
Chicago Tribune did a comparison between the Death Star and a couple other of the Revolution barrel-aged brews, and the Goose Island Bourbon County brews, and they said Revolution won. So we are like, well, we gotta try that. We gotta find out what that is.
We gotta figure out what this whole Deep Woods thing is about.
Right. So that's what this is their Deep Woods series.
Yep.
What they call this.
Correct. Yep.
Along with the barley wine that we also enjoy. So tonight we're going to be reviewing this, and we had to have Jake join us because he loves the Rev.
He does, and
that's what I'm motorboat it.
Are we going to say right up front why the other reason we wanted to have him on tonight?
Go ahead, you can break it. Wait. No, wait. We should.
What's about to happen?
We should crack this beer first.
Let's do that.
Because I don't want to sit here and stare at this thing. And Jake, while we're getting ready to crack the beer, can you please? And he already did. You bastard. Chad always early. Rules of engagement, please, Jake.
I'll wait on the floor.
Absolutely. So, we're all going to be drinking the same beer tonight. As Adam said, it's going to be Death Star. And what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead, we're going to pour it, we're going to look at it, look at the color, look at the head. Then we'll take our first sip, maybe get our first impressions there, talk about early ratings. Then we'll review the brewery a little bit, look at some news, talk about it. Oh, I did. Well, I'm rusty. I haven't been on the show in a while. We will be sure. I promise you, we will sniff the beer.
There we go.
I'm going to shove the thing in my nostril.
Snort in the Coke.
Talk about Revolution, spend a little time, other beer news. Who knows where the conversation might go. We'll take at midway point, we'll take a check, see how everybody's doing, especially as it might warm a little bit, change that flavor. And then, at the end of the show, we'll all go around the horn and give it a final rating. And, we'll spend 20 minutes talking about the beers that Chad had this week. And, we'll wrap it up somewhere around there.
Oh, it's so true.
Well put. That wasn't too bad, Jake, for being a month or so from the last time you were on. That was pretty nice.
It's been a while. I came in a little cold, but I'm ready to swing. Yeah, put me in, Coach. Come on.
Oh, that's a good song. Get it poured. This is my last Death Star. I've got 2 straight jackets left.
This is your last one?
Yeah, this is my last one.
And
I will say I got you guys beat. This is my Revolution glass from.
Oh, nice.
When Adam picked me up, I played hooky from work and we went over to the tap room.
Yeah. Oh,
sweet.
That's the first time we actually bought the Rev or the Death Star, right? Because we had had it on tap, but then we didn't have it in cans before that, right?
Yeah, right. So they had Death Star. I don't even know if Death Star was on tap. Was it? Yes, it was.
Yeah, it was.
But we were able to buy 4 packs of Death Star and straight jacket. So at the time, we were still getting to know it, and we each bought one, and then we split them. It's like 2 and 2. But looking back at it now, $25 for a 4-pack, we should have bought more.
Yes. Probably the one grouping of beers in a 4-pack that's worth paying $20 or more for.
Totally agree with that.
And we'll get into that a little bit tonight, I think.
Yeah, we do have to talk a little bit about beer pricing with what I experienced today, but we'll get into that in a minute. So, yes, I am just tweeting out that we are live. So,
man, it smells
so yeah. While I take care of the administrative business over here, Jake, why don't you tell us what you're smelling? Don't drink it yet, you fucker. Jake.
Oh, it smells so good. You know, for me, I'm getting
he lost
definitely a boozy, real boozy bourbon.
I love it.
I almost, it reminds me a little bit of what's the one we love by Three Sheeps. There's almost like a figgy kind of smell going on there.
Like Veneration figgy?
Yeah, it reminds me a
Molasses.
little bit of Veneration.
Yeah, molasses.
Yeah.
sweet, but bourbony, boozy.
Well, this is
That's what I'm getting.
14.8%.
Oh, thank you, Jesus.
So
This is a heavy hitter.
thank you,
I
Thor.
apologize. This is Thank you, Thor.
Thank you, Thor.
I apologize for that.
I I don't get a. Is there any coffee? I don't really get a coffee smell.
No, I don't get
It's an oatmeal stout, so it's not. It should not have any coffee notes to it at all.
Do I like the oatmeals more?
I typically like oatmeal stouts better.
Right?
I get a little bit of vanilla, some caramel. The caramel smell reminds me of Full Grown Man.
That's so good.
Good comp.
Which that actually hasn't even been released yet.
What?
Full Grown Man.
Oh, the barrel aged one.
Oh, well, no, the Full Grown Man podcast. Well, I guess the Full Grown Man podcast is on YouTube, but it's not on the podcast feed.
Oh, okay.
But it will be.
Okay. Well, by the time this one comes out, it'll be out. So
Sure.
I don't know. Well, we're live right now, so
Who knows what's going on? Who am I? Why am I here?
we did a podcast of Full Grown Man last week from Tups Brewery in Dallas, Texas.
Yeah. And
Thank you to Dallas Dan for
Dallas D's nuts.
supplying.
Dallas D.
And
Okay.
I think this one has a similar smell, but it's way more boozy, which is awesome.
Right. What'd you say? It's 14?
Right.
14.8.
They just need to barrel age that full grown man.
They did. We just got to get our hands on it.
They
That's the
do.
thing.
Yeah.
So, Jake, you said what you thought. Chad, you said what you thought. I agree with both of you. Can we drink now? Thank you.
It's so good. I mean, it's just silky smooth.
I can't drink this and not smile.
I know.
It's making me all happy.
Yeah. I mean, really, you just put it in your mouth and let it just kind of sit there because it's just so good.
You don't let it go down.
I know, Jake.
Don't swallow.
Jake.
Don't swallow.
Jake.
It's true though. If you just kind of let it hang there on the back of your.
Don't swallow. Don't swallow.
Look at me. Look at me.
You just don't want to go down too fast.
No.
Oh,
Take
Lord.
your time. Make it count.
Such a good beer. I mean, I'm starting at 5, so there you go. That's pretty much how it's happening right now. I can't.
Yep.
So, Chad,
5.
Jake,
5, and I would like to know where this one falls on Chad's super top secret 5+ rating scale.
See, the top secret, not so secret, higher than 5 scale.
Yeah, well, the highest thing that I've rated on the secret scale is there are 2 of them, and both of them belong to Revolution, and it's this and Straight Jacket, 5.5.
Yeah. Yeah, Straight Jacket is their barley wine.
Which I love, and I still have 2 of those left. I'm so happy.
Yeah, really good. I don't have any of that, so that's very good. So
I drove 20 minutes a couple months ago just to buy 1 can of barley wine, and it was worth
Did you
it.
really?
1 can of Straight Jacket. Yeah,
So,
it was worth every minute. Go ahead.
So speaking of driving to buy beer, let's talk about this first. We'll get to the news later. That's called a tease in the business. We'll get to the news later, but so my daughter has started driving, and So today she has to get 10 hours in before her next driving lesson with their instructor. So took her out yesterday, and then today she's like, "Can we go driving?" I'm like, "Yeah, let's go." So she gets in the car, like, "Where are we gonna go?" "I'm gonna go to Mars Cheese Castle." That's where we're going. Up in Kenosha.
Has she been there before?
Kenosha.
We had been there a while ago
When she was quite a bit younger.
She knew what it was because she remembered the all the cheese samples and nice. I know that wasn't Jake. Camera was on him. So so anyway, we drive up there because Chad had revealed to us they had a pretty good beer selection, which they do. They have actually. Jake, have you been there for their beer selection? The Cheese Castle?
I haven't been there. I had no idea.
So the cheese, they have really, I mean, honestly, a phenomenal beer selection. They have a ton.
Yeah,
of
they got
crap.
they got a phenomenal selection of cheese.
Yes,
cheese and beer, and they got a decent selection of wine.
And they have cakes and pies, and they have a lot of good. They have a lot of good stuff. But anyway, the whole point of what we're getting at here is that they are so overpriced when it comes to the beer. It's completely insane. It's
absolutely insane.
They had Three Sheep's Veneration, which is one of all of our absolute favorite beers. Which I don't know. Do you guys remember when Three Sheep's, when we first started getting it? What was the price of it for four bottles?
I got it at Woodman's for $13.99.
Okay,
yeah, I was going to say I've regularly paid $14 to $16.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. That's about the price. So Mars Cheese Castle had it for $21.99. And that's not the only one. They had the Goose Island Matilda, which we usually pay $16 or even $12 for a 6-pack. They had for $21.99. It seems to be their favorite number.
Well,
and then I started looking at all these different beers, and I'm like, they are so outlandishly priced. It's insane. Like I'm just didn't buy anything.
The one that was really surprising, super surprising, is the what's it called? The
Leaping Frog or
Leaping
whatever it was. Is that what it's called, Jake?
Yeah, shoot. I'll look it up.
Yeah, it was one we had on a multi-beer night.
Yeah.
I'm surprised any of us remember it at this point.
I remember it was really good. We rated it well.
It was very good. It was a really good beer. And Jake, you paid how much for that when you found it?
So I was at that Golden Eagle liquor you recommended, and I paid $18 for that.
And they had it at Cheese Castle for $30.
$30 for one bottle of beer.
That's right. I tried to call Chad. He was busy because I was going to ask him, like, which one was it? Which one was it? And then I looked it up on my Untapped which one it was. And I was just like, $30 freaking dollars? Are you kidding me?
It was a gold labeled one.
Yeah. That was one that was $30.
Now, there are beers out there that are I don't want to say super rare, but they're hard to get, and you might end up paying more than $30 for it.
Sure, right.
But when a beer that can be purchased many places, I mean, it's not a common beer, but you can get it at any place that sells it for $17, $18, $19, whatever the range might be. But to have that much of a price gouge, because it's a tourist stop in Kenosha.
So
but
is that why, Chad? They think tourists just passing through are going to pay that much and not even know? Like, what are they thinking here? Nobody that knows beer is going to go there unless it's the only place they can get something.
Yeah, I mean, Chad and I were kind of talking about this earlier. I think it's one of two things. It's one, it's a tourist attraction, so they're going to jack up prices, possibly. Or two, are they getting completely boned by the distributor and paying this insane high price by the distributor, so they're doing that to even out. I don't know.
It would surprise me if it's distributor related because
I would too.
It's so close to Woodman's. I bet they have the same distributor that Woodman's does.
Mm-hmm. Well, if they do, then Woodman's need to work on getting more veneration because they don't have nearly as much.
Yeah,
because literally
because they haven't sold it. They probably got it at the same time. They can't sell it. So Adam, it was Hoppin' Frog Brewery, and we had the barrel aged Taurus, the Tyrant, which Chad, what we were talking about was a triple oatmeal stout.
Yeah,
imperial oatmeal stout.
Where's that brewery?
Where's
that brewery from?
I don't know.
Okay.
I will find out.
Either. Yeah, but it's just I don't know. I was saying that, I don't wonder if the breweries know this. Just because if I didn't know beer and I came in and saw this veneration thing, I'd be like, I'm not paying $22 for 4 beers I know nothing about. And I think all the Three Sheeps were pretty high in price.
But did you see anything there that was like old and dusty? Like sometimes when you go to these liquor stores around here.
No, and then that place is not like Jay's or whatever, or whatever.
I'm sure that.
I know. I didn't want to say it, but that's what I was thinking of. Hop and Frog Brewery is located in Akron, Ohio.
Oh, yeah, okay.
I'd be willing to bet that a place like that, because it's I mean, you see tour buses in there. You get touristy people to go there, and I'm sure that every night everything gets dusted. So
the place is super clean.
Yeah, if it's an old box, old 6-pack, I mean, they probably go around, dust everything every night.
And they had a complete, I would say, shrine to New Glarus.
Yeah, they do.
Like it's a huge thing in the middle of the beer section that's just like homage to New Glarus beer. So,
did they have any founders, Adam?
They did. Oh, I saw
they had all the IPA.
Backwoods Bastard IPA stuff. Yeah.
It was either all day or
really, Jake. I mean, stop in there. They had a great selection. But I was telling Chad, I was like, they had some beers I hadn't even heard of.
Mm-hmm.
There's one specifically, and I may try to Google it here in a minute. There's one specifically, though, that I was almost bought that was barrel aged for $13. And then I'm thinking, well, wait a second. If I'm paying $13 here, can I get it for $8 somewhere else? Like,
it's really like a $5 beer that sucks.
Right, exactly. So I'm like, I'm not buying this. Just forget it. So I didn't do that one. So I'm trying to see if I can find it anywhere.
Their selection is really, really good. So I mean, Jake, if you make it up there, it's worth going to check out. They've got good food. Adam had a nice the grilled cheese that he had today
was so good. It was really good. Maddie had that. I just had a bite of it, but it was.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, you pick your cheeses. And I mean,
the thing is like that grilled. You saw the picture of it. I mean, the grilled cheese and with French fries was only like $4, right? So that's not overpriced.
Yeah,
so that's not what they're making there. Yeah.
Right?
Isn't there a really good brat place around there to buy brats?
Brat stop,
Isn't there
right?
like is that what it's called? Isn't there a famous brat place like right next to it?
Well, not next to Cheese Castle, but there's Brat Stop actually. When you get on the tollway up there in Kenosha to come back home, if you keep going straight underneath the toll and go to the McDonald's right next door is a Brat Stop. Which I'm sure people listening are like, oh yeah, I know the place.
I feel like, well, this is the new location for the Cheese Castle. There might be a brat place by their old location, which is not far. It's just like just down the road, I think. Did they build it right next door? I don't remember.
Well, this one has been there for a while. They just they recently rebuilt it, expanded it, made it. Like when I went in there, I was like, holy crap, this is like a lot bigger than
this one's been expanded. I think when we first moved up here, Brittany and I went there 7 years ago or so, and I think it was in an older building.
Yeah, it was. It's completely different, much smaller place. And now when I walked in there, they have a bar, which they had before. They have like a whole cheese section, a whole wine section. They have a whole food court. The place is huge.
Clothes. They got a gift shop.
They do have clothes. Yeah, it's all Packer shit. Nobody wants to buy that crap.
Actually, it's not licensed Packer stuff. It's all stuff that says Green Bay, but in Green Bay color. Packers colors. There's
like they can't use the name Packer.
Yeah, there's nothing there Packers. It's just Packers colors. And like all the Drink Wisconsin stuff, it's all Badger and Packer colors, but it's not. They're not selling them as Packers gear.
Well, speaking of traveling to get overpriced, well, I don't know if overpriced word. You guys tell me. But the Death Star we're drinking tonight. So I work down on Michigan and Wacker down in Chicago, and I found a liquor store that it's probably a 10-minute walk from my building called Uncork It. So anyways, you go over there. It's mostly like wine and fancy whiskeys and stuff like that, but they have a decent beer section. But it's kind of one of these places where you know they're just ordering too much stock, and you kind of gotta like just sift through the beer.
Yeah, dig around a little bit.
Yeah. So sitting right on top of the shelf, kind of not in plain view behind some stuff, is just 4-packs of Death Star. So I ended up carrying back a whole bunch of 4-packs of Death Star to my office, and then sitting there in my cubicle taking pictures of it, and then I have to carry that to the train and then train it back home. But
Your
just
train
for
ride is what, an hour and a half train ride?
Hour and 15, hour and 20. Yeah, it can be. But for perspective, Adam and I, when we went to the tap room, we got Death Star 4-pack for $25. This liquor store, which is the only liquor store I found a 4-pack of any of the backwoods. Because there's other ones besides this and Straight Jacket. There's like Death Berries and a whole bunch of them selling it for $33. And then you throw on Chicago tax, and it's like $36 for a 4-pack.
Right. Yeah. Those Chicago taxes. Nice.
Yeah. So I mean, now for Death Star, I'll pay it, but there's not many beers I would go to that much work and that cost for.
Right. There's very few that I work that hard to get. You know what I mean? The beer that's, let's see if I can share my screen here, kids.
So good.
The beer that I passed up on. Can you guys see this?
Mm-hmm. James E. Pepper.
Yeah, 1776. So it's got a 4 rating. It's actually not bad.
Okay. Whenever somebody else makes a noise, your screen goes away. That's why I weren't.
Oh yeah, can you go back to that, Adam, and we'll just be quiet? I think it said freshly dumped.
If you click on my screen in the bottom, it'll stay on.
Oh, stay there. Okay.
Yep. So it's a brown ale with a hint of smoked malt, subtle chocolate, coffee, oak, vanilla, bourbon, 10.4% ABV. So this is the one I passed on for $13. I have no idea what it would be somewhere else. I could probably look that up if I wanted to, but that is it right there. That's the one I saw on the screen.
That sounds good.
It does sound good, doesn't it? Now that I look at it, kind of wish I would have gotten
that price isn't looking so bad.
I know, right? Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, maybe I should have. But what are you gonna do? So, I mean, we go up there every week, so I can get it.
So, were you tempted to buy any veneration at 22?
No, because Chad got some for me already at 22. Because we thought we weren't going to get it again. You know what I mean? Like, it's not like something we can find very easily. So, so I had him get me 2, right? Did I have you get me 2?
Yep.
Yeah, so I had him get me 2, and I still have those. I mean, Gina popped one the other night, but
yeah, and then 4 days later,
you find it again.
I find it again for $15 for $14.99 or whatever it was.
Yeah.
Where'd you find that at?
A grocery store called Sendik's.
Damn, you in grocery stores, man.
I know, right?
And if I stop there, if I go that way tomorrow, I'll stop and get some.
Yeah, I'd take. You just got like a beer horseshoe, man. I don't know.
No, he's had bad luck right now. He's had bad luck since he moved, finding a place.
I mean, there is good stuff around here. It just takes a little while to get to. Here in Hartford, there's one liquor store that I haven't stopped. Actually, there's 2. One I know won't have anything. Although I say that, I probably should.
I was going to say, you say that, but
yeah, I probably should stop and see. But tomorrow, before I come down there, I do intend to go by this place called Hillsdale Liquors, just to see what they have. Maybe I'll stop by the other one too, just to try it out and see.
Yeah. So that was the thing, and like I said, we talked about. I don't know if it's. My guess is that it's because it is a touristy place, but it doesn't really fall in line because the rest of their prices aren't jacked up on that much. That was still weak, even though it was Jake.
That was good for me.
That was good for you. That was amazing for you. Yeah. The overpriced doesn't fall in line with everything else they have there.
Right. But even though they have good selection, how much they probably don't turn it that often. It's probably not a big volume sales for them. Well, I mean, they sell a shit ton of cheese and Kringles and cakes.
Yeah, Kringles are so good.
Yeah, they are.
But so I was in there right around, what time did I text you? Was it 4 or 5-ish?
Yeah, around 4, I think.
Yeah, and so that's like the after work time, and there was a steady stream of people coming in there and grabbing cases of New Glarus left and right.
What were the prices? Did you notice what the prices were on New Glarus?
It didn't look that off to me.
Yeah,
that looked pretty the same. And
so,
even there were some smaller beers that I noticed were okay. So I don't know why some seemed to be jacked up to $21.99. Whatever they love that number for whatever reason.
That kind of makes me wonder then that it's for sure not distributor related. It's Cheese Castle jacking up the prices, and the breweries haven't caught up to it yet.
Right.
I bet.
I mean, I would imagine that the breweries wouldn't like it because, like I said, it's going to turn people off to.
Yeah.
That brand.
So they can get clipped for that? Is that like something that they sign contractually that they're breaking?
I don't know. I mean, they don't sign it with the brewery, though.
No.
That goes through the distributorship, And unless they're being direct distributorship, which not many.
Probably not. Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know what to say.
I think it's a place like that is just, it's got to be partially tourist related and partially the breweries just haven't caught up to what the Castle's selling for.
Yeah, I keep telling myself I have beer chasing fatigue, but then what? Just this past week, Adam lets me know that Antioch Liquors is selling some KBS, which I had plenty of 2018, but the flyer image or whatever they sent me says they have 2017. So I call them, and they're like, "Yeah, we got one big bottle left." And I literally stopped eating dinner. I was like, wife, honey, cover this. I'll be back. Keys, wallet,
was that before the Uber Joe?
What, before I had the Uber Joe? Oh, you mean like, well, no, this was just this past week. The only reason I went is because it was 2017. And I think the 2017 is considerably better than the 2018.
Absolutely.
It is definitely better.
I would have done the same thing. This B&S Liquors here in Hartford has 2018 on the shelf right now. $6 a bottle. But I still have some left. And if it was 17, I would have bought everything.
Yeah. I mean, the 18's good, but now that I've had Uber Joe and Veneration, is it worth $25 a 4-pack? I
think this weekend maybe what we should do is crack open an 18 KBS and an Uber Joe and try them side by side.
That would be a good comp.
Because to me, I consider and say, "Oh, Uber Joe's just like it," but really, I can't until I, have one, rinse, and then have another. And I can't. Yeah, maybe we'll do it this weekend. I got so much beer in my fridge right now. Like, if I bought something from Cheese Castle today, my wife would have been like, "What are you doing? We have no room in the fridge right now." So,
well, then you just gotta drink it. You can't. Well, I can't save it. Let's go.
Right. I gotta drink it to make room for more.
Drink beer to save beer.
Right. Exactly.
Drink beer to save beer.
It sounds like a campaign slogan.
Yes.
So I was checking out the Revolution site, and I didn't realize, if you guys remember when I had you over for the Super Bowl, we were drinking one of those League of Heroes cases.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
So they have their 4th edition out now, which has a different combination. It's got the standard Anti-Hero, which, probably my favorite IPA. It's got Mosaic Hero I've had before, but then also has a Citra Hero and a Centennial Hero.
Oh, wait, is a new League of Heroes that they're doing?
Yeah, so it says what they do here. It
Series
says
4 or whatever?
Yeah, so each 12-pack includes at least one innovative hero making their first appearance, along with the return of previous favorites from our rotating Hero 6 or Hero Series 6-packs. So, it's a rotating combination that always includes one new beer plus 3 favorites from previous, editions. I will be looking for that 4th edition. And I thought that because when we had the League of Heroes pack, I had noticed that Eric had posted a picture or something previously of a League of Heroes pack that had a different combo in it. So I was like, oh, okay.
Right.
I got to look out for this.
Have you had the double dry hopped one, Galaxy?
Yeah, I gave you one. It was in your box next to your wrapped up present.
I know I had it, but because you gave it to me, and I just want to make sure that you got one as well.
Yeah, the only place I saw that was Woodman's.
All right, so I am on right here. You can see on my screen. I am on the
there's the one
website. So here's the Deepwood series, and that's of course is where Death Star comes in. That's this first one here. Now they have all these others. They have the Cafe Death, the Death by Cherries, the VSOD, the Barrel Double. Is it double or just double barrel VSOD? Yeah. Rye Way to Heaven Straight Jacket, which we've had. So good. And then Mineshaft Gap. So really, the only two of these we've had is Death Star and Straight Jacket, right?
Yeah. And if either of you guys ever happen to come across the Mineshaft Gap.
Oh, that's a barley wine. I didn't see that.
And it's a cognac barrel aged barley wine.
Oh boy.
That's right there is that beer right for me is probably that's my most sought after beer right now.
So these right here release, as you can tell, they have right here in January. So boys, you have your orders. January is when we got to start watching for this shit.
Well, no, click on each one. They're different months.
Oh, are they seriously?
Yeah.
You bastards.
Yep. Just use the left and right buttons. So yeah, up. Oh
yeah, Death Thrust's coming sooner.
Yeah.
That's what she said. So Cafe Death. Come on. Oh, that's an Imperial Stout as well with coffee. Yep.
Yeah.
Cherry.
I guess
PSOD.
Adam, didn't we get to try another one of these or something at the tap room?
I don't think so.
I guess not. I can't.
I don't think that we did. I mean,
like a Death by Berries,
the double barrel VSOD. So this is pinnacle of Death Star lineup. Oh, boys, I'm getting up here.
17%, dude.
Oh,
that's 120 IPA.
This is January. Yeah, it is right. You're absolutely right. It's the second year of aging. A small number of specially selected Death Tar barrels are blended. Oh boy! And then finished with fresh Woodford Reserve Double Oak and Whistle Pig 10-year. Oh, Lord have
dear Lord! I'll be right back. I have to go take care of something.
The next one is going to be the Rye Way to Heaven. That is in December. Straight Jacket, January.
That one won a gold award for something.
Yeah, Mineshaft is
so good
as well. So
Chad, if you want to bring a Straight Jacket down, I mean, that's my favorite barley wine.
Yep,
freaking Lily. I mean,
that and the Potosi one are my two favorite barley wines.
So the thing about this, like I said, I found a Chicago Tribune article. I think I was searching for Goose Island. It was right around the time where we were drinking and trying and talking about Goose, and I came across the article. I could probably find it at some point, but where they compared these, that's the first time I didn't even know that Revolution did barrel aged beers.
And they're really good at it.
Adam, let me cut in real fast. We did have Death by Berries when we went to the tap room.
We did. Shit.
We did. You'll have it if you look through.
Click on the friends and see what did you guys rate it.
I'm going to see what I checked it in.
I guess I kind of remember that. Yeah, I kind of remember that. I do remember that now. You're right. We did the berry one.
Yeah, go ahead though.
That was just good. Well, I was just going to say the way we found it out was this article here. So what they did is they took pretty much considered the king at that point was Goose Island, right? This is around here in Chicago. Their barrel aged beers versus the Rev beers, and I think if we go down to the end of it, we scroll. I'm pretty sure Rev came up winning, didn't it?
It did, yeah.
Yeah, Rev came up winning. Thanks for the pop up.
British Airways.
Yeah. And so that's when we were like, "Holy crap, we got to find these things." So that's what led us on our search.
It's just really it's upsetting that you found this on the shelf. What was it, February? Is that probably about the time you guys were there? So you were at the tap room.
We went down there.
Yeah, that's probably Feb.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, that sounds right.
So we find this one in February, and then come to find out that the double barrel VSOD, straight jacket, mineshaft gap. So we've found straight jacket, but the DB VSOD and mineshaft gap just came out in January. So now we got to wait almost. We're
Chad. I don't think those make it. I don't think those make it even in small amounts though to stores. Because I've asked.
Yeah, that's my thing. I'm betting that's going to be a brewery thing. I think once January hits, that's what we're going to be. Or November or whenever it is, we're going.
Yes, we're going.
It says 12-ounce cans, but you think it's just brewery only purchase?
But I think it's such a small.
I'm not saying it's brewery only, but it might be like a select radius in Chicago. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, even Goose does that with some of theirs. Though, of course, it'll release down in the city first, and then hopefully radiate out. Just like I don't think I told you this, Jake, but. Chad and I, we were down at Goose Island. We tried the Cooper Project.
Yeah.
That was a barrel-aged, wee-heavy Scottish ale, and it was fantastic. Well, they released that in bottles, and Eric was actually able to get us 4-packs of those.
Oh, so I did not know that you were able to procure?
Procure? That's procreate. Whatever.
I didn't know you could procreate.
I can't procreate, yes, but there's proof of that out there. There's proof of that, yeah. So I don't know when we're going to see him to actually get the beer from him, but he has it. So,
well, that's exciting. Not that I give a crap about the White Sox, though I do love baseball, and it is cheap.
Beer is White Sox beer down at.
Yes, and they have a Rev Brewing tap room there.
Yeah.
Now I don't know if it's anything more than Anti-Hero. I was trying to find out what's actually on menu there.
Come on, you're gonna tell me White Sox fans know anything about barrel aged beer? Please. Dumb fuck.
Well, I will. I don't know, but I will say that the White Sox as an organization have tried very hard to attract fans with, pretty damn good food and other selections that aren't necessarily at other parks that don't have attendance problems. Like the Cubs don't need to offer this kind of stuff because the place is packed anyways.
Yeah.
But
by the way, fans aren't stabbing people.
The White Sox did take 2 out of 3
beating up umpires.
Beating up umpires because
they did.
2 out of 3 from the Brewers list this past weekend.
And I appreciate that. So thanks to any White Sox fans out there.
Yeah, I thought that was
awesome. Speaking of White Sox fans, so my buddy Brian used to live on the north side of Chicago.
Keep talking about the White Sox?
We're not going to talk about it, but he is a White Sox fan. But anyways, so he lived on the north side of Chicago for quite some time, not too far from Wrigley. Anyways, I traded him in March. He lives in Grand Rapids now. I traded him a 4-pack of Death Star because it was released earlier in Michigan for not Death Star, but a 4-pack of 2018 KBS. Looking back on it, I think he probably got the better end of the deal there.
What do you say about it, though? Has he told you what he thought about it?
Oh, like a night or two after I had been out there and saw him and we made the trade, he drank one and he rated it like a 5, and he tagged me in the Untapped and wrote on point, and he was telling me that when he lived in the north side of Chicago, like 5 years ago or whatever it was, it wasn't hard for him. It wasn't hard for him to get Death Star, and it was like $15 for a 4-pack, and he could get it. He could walk to his favorite beer store and get it.
Heard of it till last year.
Yeah, he was like, yeah, it sucks now that it's popular. It's so hard to get. Like he used to be able to get all of that stuff.
Crazy.
And he has a brother-in-law there who 1 year for like I don't know if it was Secret Santa or birthday or whatever it was, but he gave him like a growler or whatever. And this guy doesn't give a shit about it. It's just been sitting in his fridge ever since. And I keep telling my buddy Brian, I'm like, hey, next time you're over there for a family event, when nobody's looking, just take that bottle. He's never going to know.
Yeah,
just
exactly. Just grab that. Save the beer. Save the beer.
Drink beer to save beer. That's all I'm saying.
Exactly.
It's straight alcohol abuse, and I just can't stand for that.
It is. Right now we're looking at Chad struggle to read.
No, there's just I was just looking at the can, and I actually really like this description on the can. You know how I am about words on cans and how they use like bold flavor, bold and big and that kind of stuff. This is actually very well written, and I can actually associate what the words with this beer and how it actually tastes.
Papa Chad, will you read to us, Papa Chad?
Yes.
Kids, gather around. Gather around.
Okay.
Nobody sit on Chad's lap.
Well, he's got no pants on below the video.
Okay. Is everybody ready?
We already saw him without his shirt.
So smooth, so smooth.
Witness the firepower of this fully operational barrel-aged imperial oatmeal stout, brewed with English specialty malts and the addition of flaked and malted oats to create a rich, chocolatey profile and silky mouthfeel that cloaks its considerable strength. The American oak barrels continue to build layers of complexity, reminiscent of vanilla, toasted coconut, and caramel candy after aging this dark menace a full 12 months. That's a well-written description.
That is an MF description.
Yeah. That's probably one of the best descriptions on a can that I've come across. I've talked about it many times. I hate it when breweries just use the words, "This is a big bold oatmeal stout." What the hell does that mean?
The banquet beer.
This tells you what this beer what it's going to taste like. I like it.
Damn good. It doesn't say damn good, and that's what it tastes like.
Yeah. Are you guys halfway?
Yeah, I've had to restrain myself from.
I know, me too, and I know what our ratings are going to be anyway. But
right, I mean the ratings are not going down. But Chad, has it changed any as far as flavors? Are you picking anything up more now that it's warmed up?
Yeah, the flavors just get better with this one. The booziness never really shows up. You can smell it, but you have the taste of bourbon, but it's not boozy, which is awesome. The vanilla and caramel flavors get stronger as it warms up.
I'm definitely tasting the
fantastic.
vanilla more, and the bourbon flavor, I guess, more. So
yeah, that's the only way to put it, because it's not like a 120 IPA where you take a sip of that and the booze just washes over your mouth.
Yeah. Yeah.
No.
Go back and watch our 120 IPA podcast and just the first sip and we're just like, wait a second.
Well, Dallas Dan was up here for Memorial Day and we were all drinking, the four of us, and I had brought over 4 very different beers and one of them was the 120.
Did you guys crack that open?
Yeah, you were there.
I don't remember you guys drinking.
Yeah, he checked it in. I remember.
It was the first one we drank. We shared it. Yeah, we opened it up, and you could kind of see on Dan's face. It's not that he didn't like it, but he's kind of like, "What are we drinking? Is this? This isn't beer."
Yeah, because it's so boozy. But it's only, it's 3% higher than this.
Yeah,
and maybe there's a big difference. That's one of the reasons I wanted to. What's the other one that's 17 out of this series? The double barrel?
Probably, yeah. I don't remember.
Yeah. So I would be really curious to see how that double barrel VSOD, very special old Deth. I would love to know how that tastes. I know it's not going to taste anything like 120, because 120 is more of a. We've talked about it before. It's not it doesn't taste like an IPA. It tastes like barley wine.
It's hilarious. It's more an IPA and it's a barley wine.
Yeah. But I would be really curious to see what the initial flavor profile is like on that 17% double barrel compared to a 120 IPA. If it's like so boozy, like right up front, you know what I mean? Like because the 120 just kind of puts you back in your chair, like you just took a shot of whiskey, and that's not that bad. But you know what I mean?
But when you first drink it, I would say it's that bad.
If you don't know the very first time we had it, both of us were like, holy shit.
Yeah, that was our first reaction was, oh shit. And then as you drink it more, you kind of kill the taste buds a little bit.
Yeah, and it warms up, and I think that gets a lot better as it warms up.
Jake, any flavor changes for you so far, sir, at the halfway point?
I think Chad's absolutely right. It's a great observation. While it doesn't necessarily change in the smell.
Words not said often.
Yeah, but he's right. The actual booze flavor doesn't change. I mean, it's a little bit there. It's more of a smell, but it's very sort of consistent yet subtle. I think as it warms, there's a little more. Maybe it's the caramel, a little more lasting sweetness in the legs.
Yes.
I think this really needs to be. You really need to drink this at room temp, because it's now been a couple minutes since I took a drink, and I can still taste it. And I tell you, the other thing as it warms, the word that they use in the can, the texture, that silkiness, it really just comes out. This is just a fantastic beer. It was worth $36 for 4, not for 4.
Yeah, it's delicious. I mean, I don't think any of our ratings are changing. We're all staying at 5, right? So
yeah.
But everything you guys said, I mean, and yeah, that was a good point. The sweetness kind of lasts a little bit longer now that it's warmed up. So
yeah, almost like the legs run a little bit longer as it warms.
Delish. Now I know this is a completely unfair comparison, but Veneration v Death Star, what say you?
I go. I would have to go Death Star.
Ooh, okay.
The Veneration doesn't crack my secret scale.
I think this is Veneration is a beer that most reminds me of Death Star. It has a little bit more of that sort of fig molasses to it, but there's something with the silkiness and the way it sort of runs more as it warms to room temp. And they both have sort of a similar amount of like booziness on the nose, but it doesn't necessarily get boozier as you drink it. So I think it's kind of like Death Star's little brother, or Death Star's brother from another brewer, Death Star's brother from another mother. So, but head to head, I would still take Death Star.
Oh, Gina just walked in. Of course, he cracked the Death Star open and she wants some.
She was probably
she's watching it right now. She didn't know we were doing Death Star until she started watching it. She's like, "How you doing Death Star?" I thought it was one of the kids. I couldn't see.
I figured she was asleep and something just woke her up, and she kind of just sat up. She's like, "What is Adam drinking?"
Yeah, she heard the crack. She's like, "Adam just opened a Death Star." Gina, we just asked.
I know that canned crack.
Death Star versus Veneration. Which one do you like better?
I'm not gonna get on camera tonight. But I'm going to go with Death Star. There is just something a little bit in Chad's comment or remarks, his secret scale. I think that there is something. I think there's something just slightly unique about Death Star that makes it stand out from the other ones. So I will go steal a Death Star from Jake's open cooler anytime.
No. You did steal it. I just told you to bring it back and share it. And then you went on like some sort of like House of the Stars tour. And I never saw my Death Star again until you were sending me pictures of you drinking it later.
She won't hear this for like another 30 seconds, but
torturing me.
Yeah, that was hilarious. Yeah, she did that.
It was hilarious. Yeah, but you guys brought one over the next day, and when we didn't sit down, we cracked that baby open and shared it around. That we had a that Monday afternoon of Memorial Day, we drank some good beers.
They were very, very good beers. Yeah,
we hit a lot of good ones. And Chad, thanks for bringing. Speaking of Revolution, I had not had that Rosa Hibiscus ale that you brought. And I really liked that one.
Yeah, the hibiscus ale. Yeah, that one actually.
Yeah, the hibiscus.
That's a seasonal, but I think you can get that fairly easily.
I can tell you, Mars Cheese Castle had a shit ton of it.
Yeah, not a hard one to get, but I hadn't had it, and just another Revolution. Thanks for bringing.
It was just you're welcome. I got that at Mars Cheese Castle, and it was just like it was a Revolution beer that I haven't had, and I'm like, oh, got to get it. I mean, I may or may not like it, but
it was good. It was a good summertime.
Yeah, definitely. And it's in the same category as their Sun Crusher.
Which you had the Sun Crusher, right, Chad?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. We just had Sun Crusher at O'Toole's right? With those tools.
Yes.
Gina has decided to park herself in here. No.
Well, that's where the Death Star.
You really liked it? Yeah, Gina really liked the Sun Crusher. So.
Yeah, it was really good.
Yeah, I keep not drinking it because it's a wheat beer, but everybody that I know that drinks it has had it says it's good.
Yeah, but I think the wheat beer thing, like I think at least for me, when I say wheat beer, I think of Blue Moon.
Blue Moon, yeah,
right?
or Shock Top,
or Shock Top. Yeah. I think it's better than that.
Oh, it's way better than those.
Yeah, I would definitely drink that summertime. And the hibiscus whatever thingy, that was a good summertime. What was the one we just had that we said was a good summertime one? I can't remember.
Happy Glamper.
Yes, Glamper. That's right.
Happy Glamper.
That was Lakefront.
Just had that tonight.
What'd you think of it?
I thought it was awesome.
Yeah, it was really good, wasn't it?
Yeah, for
crisp and clean.
Yeah, for a type of beer that I think they made up, leisure ale.
Yeah, so I looked on the bottle, and I didn't see a kind of beer like, you know what I mean? I didn't see a wheat beer. I didn't see anything like that, so I didn't know.
I think it's on Untapped. It's just classified as a golden ale.
Yeah, that's right. It's classified as golden. Yeah, I think now like Gina's like we have to buy it for our trip to Florida because I mean it really is crisp, refreshing, a very good hot weather beer.
Yeah, that'd be a great one to sit on the beach and.
Yeah, I mean we were at Woodman's and I just saw that I'd seen that one from Lakefront before, so I snagged it up to try it. So it was a good find. It was good.
So a revolution that's coming out in June it's a seasonal is Freedom of Speech, and that is a session. It's a session sour.
Yeah.
So I will definitely pick that up if I see that anymore.
That's coming out this month.
It says it on the calendar. It's highlighted June through August. So
all right, so it should be out there.
If you see that one, guys, grab that one.
What was it called again?
Definitely.
Freedom of Speech.
Freedom of Speech. Yeah, and it's got like a talon grabbing a peach.
Yeah, I didn't see it today at the Cheese Castle. But.
Naturally soured in a brew kettle and fermented out dry with a lower alcohol. So it's kettle sour. It's done correctly.
Well, that's what I was thinking, Chad. I'm like, the way these guys are doing it, I bet they can do a sour right.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm excited to try that one. That looks really good.
It does look good. It looks like that sounds good. Good find, Jake. Good find. So we are past the halfway point. Obviously, we've rated. I'm actually almost done. Especially since my wife already chugged some of it. Chad, let's get on to the news.
I'm a little scared. Is this good news or bad news?
You have your diapers on, right?
Me? I don't have any pants on.
You always have pants on. Your chair just soaks up anything, which is absolutely disgusting.
I replace my chair cushion about
every 2
weeks.
I threw up a little bit in my mouth just having said that right
now. So Adam and I decided. Well, Adam brought it up. We had a discussion today about what to do with the podcast over the summer because our schedules are a little bit busy. So we're not going away for good, but we are going to take a
summer vacation.
A summer vacation from the podcast. So this will be the last podcast that we record, other than maybe a Friday morning beer review here and there when we have time. I mean, that's not that big of a deal, so we might still do that. But we'll come back in August. Adam's got a vacation coming up in a couple weeks. I've got vacation in about 3 weeks. And then
I got another vacation.
You got another week you're gone, and then I'm gone the last week of July.
And then I might be gone now in August for work. So.
That's right. Yep. So we'll be back probably the end of August. That's our disappointing news to all 7 of our.
Right. My wife. I don't think she hasn't heard it yet. She's over here listening she's watching it on her phone. Oh. So, you okay, Jake?
Well, crap. It makes sense, but yeah, that for the 7 of us, that sucks. But
all 7 regular listeners.
But it makes sense.
We're afraid that it would just be totally random when we could possibly do one. So
it's already gotten sporadic as of late, just because of work schedules and just schedules in general. And after the move, essentially, it's gotten kind of sporadic ever since. So
yeah,
Now we're getting into vacation season. I go on vacation next week.
Yep.
So this is going to get
So
harder.
let me ask, and maybe you don't know this, but
I mean, unless Jake wants to take over and just start doing it every week.
I can definitely just. I can definitely find things to talk about. I don't know if people want to hear what's going on in my head.
That's the great thing about a podcast.
Do you think you guys will
exactly.
reinvent the show at all in this break?
Well, we've talked about different ways to reinvent it.
Did you hear her? I don't know what she's laughing at.
What's she laughing at?
I don't know. She's listening to this. What you laughing at?
Jake's like, I don't know if people want to hear it.
Oh, so yeah, so she, yeah, what's going on? Yeah, okay.
It could get, yeah,
It's about a 7-second
scary.
delay. It's a radio 7-second delay, apparently. So.
But
reinvent. I don't know if we'll reinvent. We have talked about changing things up a little bit, but who knows what we can come up with. I mean, he is coming over tomorrow, and we're going to be drinking quite a bit, so we could come up with. I mean, who knows? Tomorrow we can say, "Screw, we're just going to keep doing it."
Yeah, you never know. Maybe we'll be back next week.
I miss you so much, Chad. Come on.
The plan is, I mean, we all Marco pretty much daily.
At least text daily too, but
At least text daily. So, I mean,
some sexting, yeah.
a little bit.
Depends on how late it is, and
We already saw Chad's nipples, and we got a little dance too earlier. But
I did. My nipples are rocking.
How?
I'm not sure that's a word I would use, but okay, go ahead. We'll at least think that. Were you say something, Jake?
Well, I was gonna ask Chad if tomorrow night's gonna be like a slipping in the mud kind of night. Like how how much fun are we gonna have?
I don't know.
I hope not, man. The next day was so bad.
Yeah, so just a little
Like-
little clarification. Chad was hanging out with neighbors and drank a little too much. Saturday night or Friday night?
Saturday night.
Yeah, and he was pretty much bedridden.
Sunday was
entire day on Sunday.
Sunday was a couch day. I woke up and I was fine for like 2 hours.
It was like a delayed.
My hangovers
sucks.
are always delayed. They're always
Interesting.
delayed.
That's horrible.
Huh? What is, even if you get like some
It's like
some food in you?
it's like Betty Rubble over here. I don't know why she decided to sit here in the corner of my office and listen to us. The 7-second delay, but
Pippa's coming to say hi.
Pippa.
Yeah, so it was my hangovers are always delayed 2 or 3 hours after I get up, and I feel like I'm gonna have a fine day, and then it hit me, and I was on the couch the rest of the afternoon. It sucked. I didn't get sick. I just
Those Marco Polos were just hilarious. Every Marco Polo was just
like
guys, I'm just laying here. At one point I text you, I'm like, are you still alive?
yeah. I don't plan to drink that much tomorrow night. I'm kind of
plans.
I'm kind of hoping we can partake of other. Never mind.
Yeah, good call. So that is our news. Jake, are you okay?
Stupid.
You all right?
Stupid.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, I get it, but it'll definitely be exciting when you guys come back.
All right. Well, we'll be back next week with another episode.
Because sitting around the fire tomorrow night, all the ideas will be flowing. And
Yeah, you know.
The truth is, Adam's just going to spend so much time going over every ounce of video from his new front door camera. Also called his spank vision. So
I did closely watch Jake's ass while he walked away from my door this afternoon.
If you do a brown eye shot, if you do a brown eye shot, I got to know about this. Not that I want to see it. I just want to know that it happened.
No. You will get the video.
Oh, there will be video.
I don't want to know about it. No, you'll get the.
No,
video.
I want to know about it. I don't want to. I don't really care.
You don't get to know and not see.
What it's going to be, Chad? It's going to go down like this, right?
Oh boy.
I'm going to get in position. I'm gonna ring the doorbell so that he has like a time, so like he knows where on the video to look for. I don't know how easy that is, Adam. But then it's gonna be.
I will be alerted of you being there before you even get in position.
We'll see how quick you are. But it's gonna be when he initially looks at the video, it's gonna be so close and dark that he's gonna think it's not working. But then I'm slowly gonna move away, and then he's gonna realize what he's looking at.
It kind of looks like that worm in Star Wars. I think that's what I'm imagining.
Yeah, that's pretty much exactly. Yeah, you're gonna feel like you're flying out of it.
Nailed it.
Nailed it. My wife is drinking way too much of my Death Star now. That's why she's sitting here, so she can keep taking a drink from me.
She's like a Death Star gremlin.
Did you say we're disgusting? Yeah, Gina's like, you guys are disgusting. She must be hearing about the brown eye part. So,
well, Chad, did you pull off a rear view camera mooning?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Gina was back.
That's impressive.
And he mooned the.
That is impressive.
Without getting run over, it is impressive.
Yeah, I filled that camera full of my crack.
That is. I'm gonna
wait for it. Yeah. Hold on. Wait. There she goes. I heard it.
Cracking my ass.
The Kraken.
Unleash the Kraken.
My wife has decimated my.
She has put away your Death Star. I still got a third of my snifter left.
I should finish this before she gets a chance to drink anymore.
I feel like it's not an episode if we don't talk about volcanoes for some reason. Because
let me pull up the internet here.
We always talk about volcanoes, and there's been another one.
What? Yeah, where was that?
Guatemala.
Did you just finish it? You freaking asshole! You're a jerk.
Dick.
Yes. Chad. Hang on. Hold on. I gotta multitasking.
Tell Jacob to come over to his house next.
Did you hear that?
Lock the doors. Lock the doors.
He's like, lock the door.
Lauren, lock them.
Turn the lights off. Hide me. Hide me.
Keep talking. I gotta let Pip out of this room. She's driving me nuts.
So Guatemala volcano, that one, yes, they're searching for survivor deaths to reach 100. And, we're talking about a death, and here's my wife laughing in the corner.
In the background.
I did see this actually on the news tonight. They were showing an aerial of a town.
We're not done, but Pippa's driving me nuts, so she's coming out.
This show's going to hell in a handbasket. This is why we're quitting, folks. Look at all that H. I mean, look at that. That's insane.
That is insane. Is all of this shit connected underground? Is there a larger issue here that they're investigating?
Yeah.
It sounds like the start of like a Nicolas Cage movie or some shit where like somebody's like a weather scientist and they're putting all the pieces together.
That's the shots I saw. There's a whole town like this.
Yeah, it's buried.
Completely buried and covered.
Like 62 people have died.
It was over.
I said 100.
Yeah.
Oh, as a grown. Okay.
Yeah, it was Guatemala. I mean, look at that. That's insanity.
They had no warning.
I don't think.
No, it's erupted several times in the last few years.
Oh, okay. So this isn't a complete shock.
Yeah, well, it shouldn't be, but I mean, I don't think it's been this bad in the last few eruptions.
I mean, look at that! Look at that! People just trying to get out.
Oh man, it's one of these. I mean, those shots where it's just dust covered. That shot right there, that one is like it's beautiful, but at the same time, it's devastating.
Yeah. See, this will play buffering. So this is then our friend in Kaluau, whatever, in Hawaii.
Kilauea.
This is, I mean, still, like we've said every episode where we talked about this, it's devastatingly horrible, the damage it can do, but it is fascinating to look at.
I know, it just looks it looks fake.
Yeah, it looks CGI.
It's like prehistoric. It's like center of the earth there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like you're watching a
boat.
movie.
What do you like on that boat? Why aren't you going faster, Bob? Come on.
What's it say? People watch from
tour boat as lava flow
tour
in the
boat.
Pacific.
Oh my goodness.
So that's where the lava flow comes down and meets the ocean, and that's the steam off of
that-
Isn't
that.
that gas
gas-
poisonous?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that would be toxic. Yeah,
Yeah, it's called
bad.
Ooge.
shit.
It's ooge bad gas.
Horrible. Look at that.
There's a name for it. It's filled with they're like glass shards from the lava.
Yeah. There's glass shards in the air essentially. So
Yeah.
I mean, look at this right here. Look at this. Like, you're gonna retire. Hey, babe, let's retire on the beach of Hawaii.
Yeah.
Oh, there goes that.
Their house is burning in flames.
Do you think these, people in Hawaii had volcano insurance?
God, I have no idea if there's even such a thing.
I don't know. But I mean, like we've talked about before, you feel bad for these people, and at the same time, it's like,
You're living on the side of a volcano.
you choose to live there. It's like people live in the Keys or on the east coast of the United States. You choose to live there, you're gonna have to deal with hurricanes.
Well, and we went, my family and I, and my parents, and my brother, and my sister, and my brother's wife. We went to the big island. The island this is happening last year.
Oh, you were? I didn't realize you were on the island.
Yeah, and we were on the side that this has been impacting more as well. Shit, I can't imagine getting caught there, or had it been this year, because we went about this time in June, and a week or so from now, I don't think we'd be going. People aren't going, right?
No, I don't. Yeah, why would you? I would not imagine.
I think this last 3 or 4 weeks, the only flights in and out have been for like emergency services and family that has to get there or get family out. Or
think about, like, I know the life, the loss of the health of people is more important, but think about how much money they've probably lost in tourism dollars.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. And here you go. Here's
Look at this.
So, so while it's devoured 26 residents and average those warnings are covered, the insurance does cover most natural disasters, including floods, earthquakes, and specific insurance for volcano or lava damage is exceptionally rare. So it really comes down to the homeowner's policy and their underwriting. So it's not saying that you can't get that insurance, but they're saying it's very rare to get that insurance.
So basically, the insurance company is like, you built next to a volcano. We're not going to cover that.
Right, exactly. You built next to a volcano. I don't know.
well, I don't know. I mean, you build next to a floodplain, and you have the option of taking flood insurance or not. So. But I mean, volcanoes are much more destructive. Well, actually, I shouldn't say that.
Yeah, this is still
some floods are absolutely devastating.
Yeah, I'm trying to see if I can start this video over before I share it to everybody, because it's a really cool time lapse video, and now it's not letting me start over.
It sounds like Gina's whispering like a demon in the background.
Yeah, it does. Death Star.
Exactly right. Mute this. All right, let's get on here. There we go.
My precious
Death Star.
That you just stole from me. This is the
Oh yeah, that car getting.
This is the one that's
swallowed.
been seen. This guy's Mustang. I mean, this is time lapsed, so it's much faster than obviously reality, but still. Like, I just feel like the guy shooting the video is the biggest dick.
Yeah, like
You had plenty of time to get someone to move the damn car, but you're shooting a video for Twitter. So I'm not gonna tell anybody about, your Mustang's about to get completely destroyed. Dick. Oh, so that is our volcano watch, I guess, part of the show. So maybe when we come back in August, maybe this Kilauea one will still be going. I hope not.
I hope it's not. But man, the way it's been going.
The last time they said it erupted for months. So
yeah, it very well could keep on going on.
Yeah. So I'm done because I had help. So where are you guys at?
5.5.
Did you finish it? Is
No,
what I mean.
but that's where I'm gonna finish.
Jake's staring intently at the screen.
So I really
doing that,
like.
Jake? Maybe drinking.
No,
Jake?
I'm.
Chug that shit, Jake. Don't chug it.
No, I'm not. Adam.
Yes, Jake.
So we are going to see Foo Fighters at Wrigley in the July for my birthday.
Birthday.
Previous to that, we are going to go check out their brew pub in Logan Square, the same one we went to before. Revolution.
Yes, we are.
And just looking at, so man, I really like their site. So you can go look at what's on their draft list right now at the brew pub. Right now, Death Star is there. There's a wheat. It's called Executive Order, a wheat wine. It's some special release.
Wheat wine, eh?
And then there's also one called Triple Fist, which is a barley wine that's on draft. Now, I don't know if these still will be a month from now.
That sounds like an interesting video.
But
Triple Fist.
took me a minute there, Chad. Well played, sir. Well played. Yes. Yes, I will be searching that later. But but anyways, so that'll be fun. And they have a sour on there right now called Family.
Chad's already looking up on his phone. Look at him. He's typing away.
No, I'm checking in Death Star.
So anyways, that'll be fun.
It will be.
Awesome.
It will be. Chad, you should go to that one too. You're already going to Dave Matthews with me, so
I can't go to Foo Fighters. I'll be at AirVenture in Oshkosh because it's in the end of July, right?
Yeah. It's actually on my birthday, July 29th.
Yeah, I'll be working.
Yeah, you look sick. You probably shouldn't go. Jake, how far are you from being done here, kid?
I still got. I'm not gonna lie. I'm slow playing this.
You're nursing that shit, dude.
I don't want to drink it fast.
I know. This is my last one, so I'm like just savoring it.
We'll have more this weekend. I have plenty, so
I know, but this is my last one.
Oh, it's better when it comes out of your fucking fridge, apparently. Yeah, so.
Well, it's not better. It's just I know that I can get another one this weekend, but when I come back home,
he can't control it.
That's it.
Should we open a cuvee this weekend? You both like, ugh. and then what do you compare that to? I mean, it's
Cuvée?
a blend.
Can't compare it to really anything.
Can't compare it to anything. Yeah.
The only other blend we've had that Jake didn't have it was that Central Waters XX,
which wasn't
that good. I mean, it was good, but it wasn't
cuvee
good.
Yeah. Hey, look! I just got alerted that Chad checked something in. Wonder what that is. Are we done here? Because it's really quiet now.
I'm just savoring.
I
think we're about done though.
Yeah, I think that's it.
I gotta go soak a dog's foot.
Is that a euphemism
I'm not sure if that's
for something?
at all, or what that is. Like literally a dog's foot, or is that?
Or are you like
Jake? Really quickly, Urban Dictionary. That dog's soaking dog's foot. What does that mean?
That was nicely done, Jake. But no, I literally do. We've Jordy's home. He's from the trainer, and he hurt his paw, so we have to soak his foot in medicine for 10 minutes.
Oh, that sounds fun.
No, it's gonna be a shit show disaster is what it's gonna be. We're gonna have medicine all over the kitchen, I'm sure. Is Gina still over there listening?
No, she's walked. She's Maddie has a friend staying overnight, so they wanted something to eat, so she went out to take care of it.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right. It's going down.
Oh, is that how we gotta do it? We gotta kill it?
Killing it.
All right. It's part of the show.
Engagement.
All right.
Just open up that throat, Jake. You do it so well.
So good.
It looks good going down.
So good.
Party in my mouth.
Until tomorrow night, we can drink another one.
Well,
I like.
I would
I
line
like
up
that
and do the comparisons probably.
Yeah.
I like that this was the beer because I was like forced to not save one. Like, all right, yeah, we're doing it. Let's go. Let's pop it open.
So Jake, final judgment. Although I mean, I don't know why we got to do this, but go ahead.
I'm going to say two things. This has been said before, and it's a very minor thing, but I love how the top of the cans are black. I don't know.
I do too.
It's
It's
very
actually
cool.
one of my favorite things about this.
There's a beer that I see every time I go to Woodman's, and I cannot for the life of me remember what it is, but they have an all black flat paint, all black can that looks very, very cool. Now the beer's probably gonna suck, but yeah, that the top are the barley wines the same?
Yep.
Straight jacket is, yeah.
Okay.
I think it's just a deep wood.
Yeah, all the deep wood
So we
ones.
do that?
Deep woods
Yeah.
ones are black.
That was decent, Jake. It's good to go out like that, Jake.
What I'll say this: Death Star is either my first or second favorite beer right now, and Revolution is in my top 3 breweries. So I think that lets you know what I think of this more than a number.
I will agree with you on both points.
What Jake? What's your 1 and 2 and 3
Breweries?
Order. Yeah, I know Marge is in there.
I don't know the order. I honestly don't.
I just give them to a random order.
It's Mars, Revolution, and I love Three Sheeps.
Yeah,
There is no other brewery that has such a breadth of such a deep lineup of beers that I have thoroughly enjoyed. Like there's breweries like Founders that have like a couple just home runs, but then there's other beers that are like, it's fine, but I'm not going to make an effort to get it or whatever. And I know those are all local. I know there's great breweries all across this country, but yeah,
we
those
can
are
only get what we can get.
yeah, those are my 3, and whoever is 4 for me, whoever that is, while still good, is a distant 4th.
Chad, your top 3. I mean, while we're on it, we might as well.
I would go Three Sheeps, Revolution, and probably Badger State.
Yeah. All right. I don't even know if I have 3, but I definitely Three Sheeps and Revolution. Mars might be in there, but I don't know. I think I agree totally with Jake. Three Sheeps is one of those where there's not really anything in their lineup where I can say I wouldn't drink it. We did have some, but those were taproom only ones. So
yeah,
what they have released, I mean,
yeah, they're all good.
I mean, today after I mowed the lawn, I had, what was it, Fresh Coast? Is that what it is?
Fresh Coast, great,
right?
Great beer.
I had I had Rebel. I had the old label Rebel Kent.
You did have, yeah, you had the old label Rebel Kent, yeah, which that was interesting to see that even still. But, so, yeah. Chad, final thoughts on this beer and saying goodbye to August.
Oh, wait, I thought we were doing one next week.
We don't know.
Final thoughts on this beer. This is, as Jake said, this is number probably 2 or 3 on the list of favorite beers overall. So it's just silky smooth deliciousness. I mean, Revolution just knocked this one out of the park.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, there's nothing else to be said. It's absolutely delicious beer. If you can get a hold of it, no matter what the price for a pack of 4, just buy it.
Yeah, get it.
You won't be disappointed unless you don't like good beer. Then go buy Budweiser. All right. Well, I think we've done it, kids.
Hey, if there is an opportunity for like a midsummer check-in, maybe a shitty beer episode.
Oh no, that's a good idea actually.
Where we just get hammered on shitty beer and just make it kind of the sessions.
Yeah, and then the following day we have to shoot video looking like Chad did.
Yeah, that would be hilarious. Like post day couch video. Yeah. Just throw it out there. I don't know. Think about it. Thanks for having me, guys.
Thanks for joining us, Jake. Thanks everybody for watching. And of course, like we said, we will have probably some sporadic Friday morning beer reviews up. Who knows? Maybe we'll have a full length one up if we have the time. Thanks for watching. Stick around. Don't abandon us. We will be back.
Yeah, we're coming back. Just a short hiatus.
All right. Later, kids.
Bye-bye.
Skull. I have no idea. Is that what the kids are saying these days? Skull? I don't understand.
No, but I can floss if you want. I'll stand up and floss. I'm working on it.
Jake told me once last time he said that. Last time he said skull, he said, if you don't understand, I'm not going to tell you.
If you know, you know. If you don't know, you don't know.
Yeah. It's something that I think it's something to do with the Minnesota Vikings. Like he's a closet Vikings fan.
That's probably right.
Because that's what they said.
I'm a Scandinavian. All right, we're done.
I know. I am as well, but I don't know what it means.
Then you should know.
Okay, I'm gonna. We'll see.